the seventh qualitative research, the seventh type of qualitative research is case study. Case study aims to yield in-depth analysis of a socially defined, a bounded entity or entities in real-life context, right? So it's an in-depth analysis of a bounded entity in real-life context. What is the context? The context can include organizational, temporal entity, or spatial, meaning space, a systemic, operational, process-based, structural, cultural entity, or in individual cases and occurrences, often with a high degree of flexibility of using one or more data collection techniques. Case study, just like historical research, allows for a lot of flexibility for the researchers to choose the types of data. And case study is also a type of research that allows both qualitative and quantitative data to be combined, right? And case study can include various traditions in one particular site of research as well. So let's point to some examples here, right? Some examples. Examples is a phenomena known as homelessness, or the rough sleepers and homeless phenomena. These are pictures taken from various advanced countries, right, or various advanced cities, developed economies, right? On the left there, we see from Australia, from Melbourne. We see a group of people sleeping along the sidewalk, right? A group of them, a whole stretch of them, sleeping along the sidewalk next to a building, a big building, right? This is in Melbourne. And then we look at another picture there. That is, and if you can draw next to that one as well. Okay, there. Those two pictures at the top there. That on the right hand side, right hand corner there. There's a tube, meaning underground train station in London. This is very close to my old university, LSE, London School of Economics, right? Almost always you'll see someone begging for a homeless along that street. If you go out from the tube station, from the train station, right, you see homeless or rough sleepers along the sidewalks. And you go further down, and the next, on the left there, picture on the left, not picture on the left. That's actually, if you walk down the street from that particular train station, Holborn train station, you walk towards LSE, right? There's a shop, the old curiosity shop. Is in Charles Dickens' book, by the way. Yeah, you see a little tent there. The tent is blue color tent, right? That is a homeless, a rough sleeper sleeping in a tent because it's cold, right? They have to protect themselves, or herself, inside the tent. And this is in the financial center of United Kingdom, financial center of the world, London. And this is in zone 1. And if you go to this area, this zone 1, right, it's not far away from BBC, it's not far away from the London courts, the UK courts, right? This is the heart of London, right? And you see people asking for money, right? And you will hear people say, "Spare some change, please. Spare some change, please." They'll be asking for money. So that is another case, right? In London, individual people on the street, sleeping, getting drunk, or hungry in streets of London. If you go down the next one, different case, different case. And this is in, so we have just now Australia, we have London, we have UK, and this is in United States. This is in Allentown, in the Jordan Creek. More green there. It's in the creek area, in away from the town a bit, right? It's in Pennsylvania. You see a group of homeless people who are staying out of the city and in a community, and you see they're interacting, and this is a different phenomena, a different group of people, a different case, right? So in case studies, if you're studying homelessness, if you study, or you're studying rough sleepers, right? You can look at different cases and you can do comparative case studies. And oftentimes, I usually advise my postgraduate students, right, to when you do case studies, it's best to do comparative case studies, because comparative case studies will yield more data, will yield that contrast and comparison that you might not see if you study just one case study. And I've supervised and I have more than 20 students graduating. You know, most of them are PhD holders now, right? Postgraduates. Rich data is very important. You need to have thick data, and sometimes the weakness of case study is where you only have very limited data sets, right? You have limited findings. When you do comparative study using case studies, right, you will have more findings. And case studies allows you to have that flexibility to collect data from interviews, from observation, from surveys, and can put together and look at the various data sets and analyze that, right? So I'm not big fan of triangulation, for instance, but sometimes you can employ different data sets to make a good case using case studies approach. And if you look at this phenomena of homelessness, how you can always ask the question, how could there be such phenomena in the richest cities in the world, in the richest cities, in the richest countries in the world? How could we have contrast of the rich and the poor in such society? Is that a humane thing to occur in today's world? Is this what we call civilization? Right? All this can be captured in case studies, right? And in case studies, you could conduct interviews, you could conduct surveys, you could even participate as a participant observation, be among the homeless, right? And then you can study the homeless and see, experience the life of the homeless, and you can and you capture the different set of data, and then you can present it in a case study format, right? So that is case study. Those are the 7 types of research under qualitative research. And if you go through back the 7 qualitative research, there's historical, next one. Sorry. Okay, this is an exciting work done by Associate Professor Dr. Alicia Nasruddin. She carried out various case studies of SMEs, small medium-sized enterprises, looking at quality management, deconstructing formal TQM, deconstructing quality management. And through her case studies, when she compared among many different SMEs, right, compare between many case studies, she sees that there's a pattern of quality management that is quite different from formal quality management. So there can be a case study, right? A comparative case study. You can look at formal quality management, formal TQM, you mean, and informal TQM, and you can deconstruct a particular theory, a particular model, a particular understanding of management by looking at a comparison of case studies. So you can enter organizations and look at particular set of practices and policies and missions and paradigms, and you can capture them and you can compare them through case studies. And like Dr. Elisha Nasruddin has shown in a research, there can be very good quality management without having the formalization process, right? Without having formal quality management. So this is one way case studies can be conducted as well, by contrasting between something that exists and something that doesn't exist in different case studies, right? Yeah. So these are the 7 types of qualitative research. If you go through the last slide, so we talk about historical research, systematic accounts of past events, past places, people, chronology, context, and the interconnectedness. We talk about hermeneutics, hermeneutics being one of the oldest qualitative research, oldest methodological traditions. Ethnography, producing rich descriptions of culture, of human society. Grounded theory, leading towards theory formation or theory expansion through constant comparison. The 5th one, narrative research, research that produces stories of lived human experiences. Phenomenology, research that